Hey everyone, it's Sam. Just wanted to weigh in on the result of Volkswagen and the update to the Dieselgate scandal. Um, Volkswagen has come out finally with a proposal, and Judge Charles Breyer is going to hold what's referred to as a preliminary approval. And so the frequently asked questions on vwcourtsettlement.com, which is the official site for the entire scandal, answers the questions which vehicles are affected and included in these proposed settlements. So we have Volkswagen Beetles from 2013 to 15, Volkswagen Golf from 2010 to 15, we have the Volkswagen Jetta from 2009 to 15, Volkswagen Passat from 2012 to 15, and then the Audi A3 from 2010 to 2013 and including 2015. So the question is, when is this emissions modification or the fix going to be available? Short and sweet, it's not out yet. They're working on it. Once they get approval from CARB and the EPA, that's when they're going to release it, and the fix is going to be available. But as of right now, you have three options. The first option is if you are under a lease, you're going to be able to terminate that lease with no negative early termination penalties. The other option is you can opt for Volkswagen Group of North America to buy back the vehicle. Or the third option is you can keep the vehicle, get the modification when it becomes available, and get a cash restitution. Now, the frequently asked questions says that each of these options includes a cash payment from VW Group of America, which seems to conflict a little bit with just with the charts and figures that has been showing up, which includes a buyback and a restitution column, which you can look at the court documents and find out all of the charts, and which includes your vehicle, the year, the trim, and then includes a bunch of options. For example, if you had automatic transmission or manual transmission, if you had a manual, you have to subtract this amount, X amount, $600 or so in certain cases. Now, there is also a mileage modification chart which comes into play, which you need to subtract from that, and then you also have minimums. So it looks like the minimum restitution is going to be $5,100, and so if you did all the calculations and it's under that $5,100, you will get $5,100 as a minimum. There is some timey-wimey kind of issues with calculations, and it's really complicated as far as the buybacks, and then with the restitution, the offset. Let's say you had $3,000, which is the restitution price. You would subtract that from the $5,100, and you would get a remainder of $2,100. Now you would add that to the buyback value. And so it gets really confusing and complicated, and hopefully it would be really nice if there was some sort of website where you just go and get all this stuff calculated. You just select nice check boxes and do that kind of thing to determine your value. Now, I guess this all is a relief because for me myself, $5,100 easily makes up for all of the money I've spent fixing the vehicle since I've owned it, which included a timing belt, which included a new clutch, flywheel, pressure plate, and a new turbo actuator. Now, the problem I have is that there is some sort of 50-50 or partial restitution. So there, in the FAQ, it says, if I am a former owner or lessee, am I eligible to participate in the proposed settlements? And it states, if you owned an eligible vehicle on or before September 18th, 2015, and sold it before June 28th, which was yesterday, you may be eligible to participate. Likewise, if you are leasing an eligible vehicle as of September 18th, 2015, you may be eligible to participate. Now, it gets confusing because it says you may be eligible, so finding out what that eligibility is and all of these kind of things is kind of worrying me. Personally, I've owned my car since after September, and fortunately for me, my father was the one who owned the vehicle. So if he were to make a claim, which he won't, then I guess I still get to keep all of the money or whatever to claim, because nobody's claiming it as a previous owner. That's what I have the impression, although some reports have said that it'll only be partial after September, even if nobody makes a claim on it. And so I'm just hoping that, in my case, I get to keep all of it. It'd be nice. My dad's car, on the other hand, he has a 2010 Jetta Sportwagen, and he got his car, bought it used, and got a great deal on it for $3,500 in November. And now that makes it kind of a tough situation. Now this creates a problem, as the former owner of my dad's vehicle might have claim or some claim to the settlement on his vehicle. Now, I kind of understand if it was 50-50 on the restitution side, because you're not losing anything on the car. You still get to keep your car, you get it fixed for free, and you get this cash on top of that. The band-aid, the bribe, whatever you call it. People have been calling it various things on the internet, but it makes sense that the previous owner still gets a share of that. But in the case of a buyback, it doesn't make as much sense if the person who sold the car got to keep their money from selling the car in the first place, and then gets like half of it on a buyback. That kind of places too much hardship on the new owner. And so yeah, in the case of my dad, I'm not sure how it's exactly going to work, and I've been trying to find out and dig a little deeper into the documents to see what's going to happen. But until then, until something maybe a little more solidified comes out and makes it a little easier to understand all this legal jargon, yeah, I'm just pleasantly satisfied. So just to respond to my previous video where I was frustrated, I'm way more relieved now as an owner. I'm for restitution, if I get $5,100, I would be satisfied, because all of the money that I've put in to the car since the scandal broke out, and since I obtained the vehicle, is covered. And so I don't feel upset that I've spent money on a car that I was ultimately going to sell back, or possibly sell back. And yeah, so if you have a Volkswagen TDI 2.0 common rail diesel engine that's affected by this settlement, have you calculated how much you're going to buy back for, and the modification or restitution price? And if so, which one would you choose? Comment below, like this video, and subscribe, and for all my car related videos. Thanks. Peace.